You can't hide this man. I'm talking about you can't hide him unless we go in the house. On BD, fool. You can't hide him on Steve, fool. When he just used to be out there light as hell too. Like, not only is tall as hell, but he light skinned, fool. Like, so you get to just see a fat, tall, 6'9" light skinned nigga on Steve just posted up in the trench. Like, you can't miss him. If you roll down the wrong block and you just look down the street, like, bro, that's a big ass target down there, fool. Like, you gonna hear shots, fool. You gonna hear shots around with Big Jeans. Somebody gonna know we out here. You can't hide this big ass fool. I'm telling you, G.
My Instagram followers don't know how to I'm coming out here. Niggas in the streets know how to I'm coming. This summer, put your fucking 3D glasses on, cause it's real out here. And niggas is really sliding. Yeah, this King Loweko, the only Loweko. I got my IG page back. Finna go turn shit up. Niggas know what it is. I'm out here in this shit for real. I don't gotta show no guns, pump fake, none of that shit. You niggas know what it is when you see me in the streets on BD.
That's how you Big James a real nigga, G, cause we'll be broke together, folk. But whenever he come across some bread, folk, on my son, you gon' know. And he gon' let you know, like, cheeseburger on me, folk, on BD. Like, what you on, Tay, on BD? Piece of purple fry on me, on phone them, like, what you on, folk? You hungry, folk? Let's go get something to eat, on phone them, like.
Just traffic by myself, cool, you know, stay by myself. Riding dirty, riding with 30s, you know how I'm coming. King Loweko, big gang.
He was a real gangster, real genuine dude. Don't give you the shirt off his back. If he with you, folk, he with you, folk. OBD, folk. Like, he always been a thug, G. Always been a pistol toting. I don't even go lie. That's probably why he stayed booked. The police just know he dangerous, folk.
Hey, this street ain't just all it is, man. I'm out here in Algonquin Road playing ball team, doing some politics. You ain't gotta always pump fake for these niggas out here.
Period, you snoofies. We do everything, right?
Stop portraying that image that you ain't.
Yo, face. Yo, your face, please. With sugar on top.
Now, this is a crazy story I always wanted to cover, where many don't even know about the low-end 7-foot assassin who went by the name of Gene, aka Loweko, aka the Devil of Low. Now, the names alone should be a telltale sign of the type of person he was known as in the streets, and he was a well-known affiliate of King Von himself, who always emphasized that he kept solid people around him. Him and Loweko established a brotherly bond together, as he would say, after losing another drill member by the name of T-Roy, someone who King Von also considered a brother. And speaking of brothers, actually Loweko and T-Roy was related, as they were brothers. They just had different mothers, but the same father. Through that loss, they got closer, and Loweko even repped Stretch Gang while he was here. Loweko is a prime example of when you become a product of your environment, because he's said to be 7 foot tall, which his height would have given him an easy meal ticket to the NBA. Or at least league considerations, considering that he was that tall in the first place. However, instead of sticking to sports, Loweko opted to partake in the streets, and is also said to be the person behind the trigger when it comes to the death of well-known Chicago GD drill member, Little Jojo. Many believed it was Lil Reese, after Jojo and Reese would clash just hours before Little Jojo's death was announced. However, rumor has it that Loweko may have been the shooter, although it's never been confirmed through law enforcement. Loweko shares an interesting story because his death was just as mysterious as the bodies he's been accused of, because his name seemed to always come up when it comes to the ops dropping, but he was never picked up for any of them despite believing to be a suspect. And when it comes to his death, it's just alike with his death being ruled from natural causes. Wasn't no op who did anything, but it's like he just disappeared with no one knowing whether his body just gave out on him due to his size, or if it was an old bullet wound that wasn't treated properly, or some even alleging that it could have been him ODing off a pill. To make his story even more crazy, right before losing his life, as much as people like to talk about the negative, it's said that Loweko had a good job and was working, trying to better himself and get out of the streets after losing many of his friends. Fortunately, he will suffer the same fate. We're going to get into the story of King Loweko, aka the Devil of the Low. Shout out to Drill Archives. I'll leave a link to the original video in the comments so y'all can go support their platform. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hype the video so we can get into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
What happens when a man with an extreme height meets a life of crime? This is the shocking story of Loweko, a 7-foot strength who went from being a neighborhood kid to one of Chicago's most feared hitmen. The street life went deep into him, making him a figure whose name became synonymous with power, violence, and tragedy in Chicago's gang wars. But behind his infamous act lies a story of pain and a tragic natural death that took his life. So do you think it was a natural cause that claimed his life, or maybe as a give back for the murder of Lil Jojo, or FBG Duck? Let's get right into it as we uncover the untold truth about King Loweko. King Loweko, whose real name is Green Gene, was born in the heart of Chicago's South Side. Even as a young boy, the unusual height made him a standout on the playground. His imposing stature drew both curiosity and fear, earning him respect in the rough streets of his neighborhood.
Yo, when you really think about it, right? Being 7 foot tall. And it's crazy because a lot of people will say, man, he ain't do nothing. He too big to be doing anything. How he run? How he do this? He's going to stand out. But to be honest with you, he has the respect of a lot of the guys that you look up to. So that says something. When you got somebody like King Von, Bo Deal, right? And other guys, when he passed away, basically saying like, yo, long live him. He was a gangster. He was this. That should let you know something. I don't know how he managed to do it and how he managed to get away with it, being that he's that tall. But clearly his reputation exceeds.
Green grew up in a home filled with poverty, where his mother would work tirelessly to provide for him and his sister. Despite her best efforts, the family struggled to make ends meet just to survive. The absence of a father figure left a void in Loweko's life, one that the streets would eventually fill. The streets, already a dominant force in his neighborhood, quickly claimed Loweko as one of their own. By his mid-teens, he had dropped out of school and began running errands for local gang members. Initially, these tasks were minor, delivering messages or packages, but his intimidating presence soon earned him a reputation as someone who could enforce the gang's rules. It wasn't long before Loweko was drawn deeper into the gang's activities, his imposing figure and willingness to act making him a valuable asset. He would later find himself joining Stretch Gang, also known as Get Back Gang. And for the record, Stretch Gang was another name for the big circle of oblock members who were in the streets heavy at the time. It appeared after the Sosa split from oblock, and Boss Top was one of the big guys running shit at that time. Simply put, mostly the members of oblock who were around Boss Top, members like Von, T-Roy, Loweko, and many more. They did most of the work, such as getting back for the homies, robbery, and any criminal activities in the streets. We don't know the main reason the group was made, but after operating in the streets of Chicago, Loweko would later claim to be from the Lowlife gang. Now let's get this straight. Lowlife, also known as 065 Lowlife, is a set of the Black Disciples gang based in Chicago, specifically centered around 65th Street and Low Avenue. This faction gained notoriety as part of the broader Black Disciples organization, a gang with deep roots in Chicago's street history, known for its connections to local gang culture and drill music. Lowlife has been associated with prominent figures in the drill scene, blending criminal influence with music-driven narratives that have garnered local and national attention. The set's name ties to its territorial base and influence in the city, reflecting a localized identity within the larger Black Disciples framework. Members have been linked to acts of violence and street conflicts while simultaneously influencing Chicago's evolving music culture.
You know what's funny, right? As I'm just listening to this guy, when you think about it, being that these guys know all this about certain situations, what do y'all be thinking the feds know? Right? A lot of these guys, I know some of y'all say, oh, well, you're not from Chicago, you're not from here. When you really think about it, these guys be not even from the state. They don't even be from this country half the time, right? Look at Trap Lord Ross. And these guys get this information just from social media alone. So when you think about it, right? What do you think the feds know about these guys way ahead of time? Now, I know Chemo recently said that he overheard a police officer basically say, well, when it's gang on gang violence, we really don't care. We don't care to solve those because it's gang on gang violence. we only really care about the civilians getting hurt. And that's something that we kind of already know. It's just something that we haven't had confirmed by police themselves, in which I don't think they'll ever do that, but he claims that he overheard him, and I'm pretty sure it's true.
Drill rappers from this set have used their music to reflect life in Low Life's territory, illustrating both its hardships and the pride of belonging to their community. The combination of music and street presence has positioned Low Life as a distinctive yet infamous chapter in the Black Disciples story. The role of Low Life, a Black Disciples set, was primarily tied to controlling their territory around 65th Street and Low Avenue in Chicago. They were deeply involved in the gang's typical operations, including drug trafficking, violent enforcement, and territorial disputes with rival gangs. They have beef with gang sets like Mac Block, Raza Gang, Land Kings and Four Corner Hustlers, Darkside BD, Mickey Cobras, and Brick Squad. They're aligned with 600, Oblock, and Lamron. Low-Key had a reputation in the streets first when he was in Stretch Gang, also known as Get Back Gang, and then in Low Life 3, with his homies giving him a nickname, the Devil of Low, meaning he sent a lot of his ops burning in hell with the devil. His lifestyle on the streets made him an enemy and a killing machine in Chicago. In 2011, he was already going back and forth behind bars, from possession of a handgun to carrying drugs and even home invasion. He would later end up doing one of his biggest hits in Chicago on Lil Jojo on September 4th, 2012. The reason why this was the biggest hit was that Jojo was a known member of a GD affiliate, Brick Squad, and nobody knew Loweko was actually the hitman who shot him. August 12th, 2012 was supposed to be the day Lil Jojo would be taking his last breath, but he escaped it. Actually, this should have been enough to put fear on Jojo, but Jojo was stubborn in his ways. Lil Jojo was beefing with Chief Keef and his associates, Lil Durk, Vaughn, and Lil Reese, who were Black Disciples, and naturally, the BDs were beefing with the GDs. Around 2011 and 2012, the Chicago gang culture grew publicly from the rise of drill music, of which Chief Keef was one of the major contributors. Also, some of the Chicago rappers would be known in the rap culture due to their talent. Rappers like Lil Jojo would gain popularity and rise to fame. Because of his beef with Chief Keef and the BDs, around August 31st, 2012, he would make a big mistake that would cost him his life. In the feud between fellow Chicago rapper and Black Disciple gang member Chief Keef, Lil Jojo would release the music video for his diss track 300K, BDK, which stands for Black Disciple Killer, in which he dissed every Black Disciple in Chicago. This started a whole movement and made it popular for people in Chicago to diss the Black Disciples. In the song, Lil Jojo would drop bars like, "These rappers claim 300, but we BDK. We stacking, so you know we cracking trays. We're on the block damn near every day." Durk says, "Squad, so I can't wait to catch him. Squeeze this 40, now get him on a stretcher. Brick Squad, D-Block, we hella reckless. Pockets sorta fat, like that precious. Ninjas get us sweating cause we bringin' pressure. And this is not a diss song, it's just a message." Chief Keef was affiliated with the 300 Lamron Gang, a BD Black Disciple set, and Lil Jojo was affiliated with the 069 Brick Squad, a GD Gangsta Disciple set.
Yeah, second verse, old dog pound, BDK, Brick Squad, police over there. I keep them, took them down, she left. Hey, be cool, that's a lot.
However,
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like when you actually get to see certain things play out and see how these guys ended up, right? Who would have thought that King Little J will have the type of accusations he got on his name right now? And who would have thought he'll be in the position that he's in? To where he got the rainbow allegations on him and he can't shake it because it's just a known thing. We done seen surveillance in which I don't know how they got the surveillance. I don't know how it's been put out there, but it has. So it's not something he could shake, even though he still does. But just to think, right? How many other guys from the drill culture, if they had the opportunity to make it past, you know, the time they passed away, how would we view them? What would have happened if they were still here, right? Most likely, I'm pretty sure a lot of them still be behind bars or, you know, the fate of just losing their life. But it's just interesting to see a lot of these guys that got to go far within the drill culture, aside from the 2011 to 2012s, and see what they became.
However, 069 Brick Squad also claimed insane GD, which means Lil Jojo wasn't against taking the lives of his own affiliates if they crossed his path. Lil JoJo's BDK diss record escalated the beef in his rival's neighborhood, making him a target and disrespectful to the entire BDs.
What was the O-Block reaction to that song? What was, you living in O-Block, what was the initial reaction? Like, when did you, find out about that song?
Like, nigga, the initial reaction was, he finna die.
The song, I thought it was crazy. He came out with that song, man, but I said, that goes his death ticket. That's what I thought. And rest in peace to Lil JoJo. I wish that all of us would have had an opportunity to live a different life, but in reality, in my mind of back then, I'm like, oh, sure, he gonna die.
Yo, when you think about it, what happened to J Hood? It's like he came on the internet for a couple months, turned it up, then revealed all the stories from O Block. Like I said, turned the whole internet up for a couple months, and then he vanished. I wonder how he's doing.
Lil JoJo didn't stop there, as he went ahead and released more diss tracks like I Got That Sack Freestyle, where he rap bars like, on the block with the gas, ninjas know I keep that 30. Catch a op from the lamb, he gon' catch the whole 30. Man, these ninjas, they be talking. They know they ain't about that life. A lot of guns, hella shell, ninja, I'll end your life. Claim 300, you get whacked. Ninja, that ain't where it's at. Come to a show, Adriana's, but they ran out the back. Catch him in traffic with Lil Reese, man, they gon' feel this smack. BDK, that's my team and my city got my back. Went to school with these ninjas, but that don't mean my ninja tail knocked him out. You should have seen that. Lil JoJo continued disrespecting Chief Keef and other BD members, such as rappers Lil Reese and Lil Durk, with his diss tracks going viral and gaining momentum. The spotlight was on Lil JoJo, and it fueled his ego even more, motivating him to continue pushing the buttons on his rivals. Lil JoJo's taunts would prompt his rivals to respond in a series of tweets aimed back at him. Soon, the back and forth escalated to death threats on Lil JoJo's life, as members of the BDK would be seen in a video, passing a message to Lil JoJo, and also expressing their concern about losing his loved ones. Also, they tried to deter him from continuing down the dangerous path he was treading.
Listen, at the end of the day, Joe, you gotta understand, Joe, down behind this shit, feel me? Joe, don't be the next one, Joe. Try to take your ass to school, Joe. Be something, nigga, about property, Joe. Real talk, Joe. Niggas out here like me, Joe, out here in it. I got a class X on my back, Joe. So I'm being, Joe.
Unfortunately, Lil JoJo failed to heed the warning, which would soon cost him his life. What made everything worse was when Lil JoJo caught Lil Reese in traffic and pursued him with the intent to take his life, shouting the words, "Reese ain't even driving, I'ma beat it. I'ma kill his."
Hey, hurry up, he turned, they turned it. They turned it, catch that light, catch that light.
Recording all this too.
Reese ain't even driving, he a bitch.
Lil JoJo would later post the incident on his Twitter page, making light of his actions. But while he laughed at the altercation, he failed to complete the mission of taking their lives, giving his rivals so much time to catch him lacking. Soon, karma would come knocking at Lil JoJo's door. Counting down the hours he had left, September 4th, 2012 would actually be the last of Lil JoJo, because at approximately 4:04 p.m., Lil JoJo and his affiliates would drive by O Block, recording themselves taunting Lil Reese and his homies present that day. Lil Reese would reply by issuing a murder threat, marking Lil JoJo for death with the words, "I'ma kill you."
Hey, Reese alone, yeah. Wrong with you, hey, I am Brick Squad. Yeah, Brick Squad, boy. What you talking about, boy? Over your own bitch.
Not long after,
You know what's crazy? After that situation, right? Because for y'all that don't know, JoJo was unalive literally hours later. And when you heard Little Reese tell him, "Yo, I'ma kill you, JoJo," and he actually passed away, do y'all know, growing up at that time, the type of monster everybody thought Little Reese was? Right? The mystique, the everything. Everybody like, wait, hold up. He said that he was going to lose his life, and he really lost his life hours later. Now, you know what I always wondered about that situation? JoJo literally caught this man lacking. Even in his song, he said if he catch Reese, he going to do X, Y, and Z. I don't understand, why didn't he just do it? Right? And I don't wish jail or death on anybody. I'm just stuck and confused as to how you catch one of your biggest ops literally lacking. First of all, I don't even know how Little Reese was out there that bold. Because at that time, him and Chief Keef, they had the world on fire. The I don't like and all that. Let me tell you, they was on top of the world at that time. So I don't know, maybe he's just really that street of a guy. But he was literally out in the open like it was nothing. Like this wasn't Chicago 2011, 2012. But the crazy part about that whole situation is the fact that JoJo literally caught him out there. And instead of doing something, he basically just recorded. And that probably solidified the whole situation that would end up happening to him hours later.
Lil JoJo fell victim to his ego and feeling of being untouchable, posting up his location online. A bold but foolish move, inviting his rivals to try out what they had in mind. It didn't take long for them to take up his offer because around 7:30 p.m., Lil JoJo was on the back of a bike ridden by an unknown affiliate riding eastbound on 70th Street, west of Princeton Ave, when a four-door sedan came trailing behind, along with two other vehicles, where a shooter fired from the front driver's seat of the four-door sedan, shooting Lil JoJo at the corner of 70th and Princeton Street, and then fled the scene. In an attempt to flee, Lil JoJo ran to 6954 South Princeton, where he collapsed on the sidewalk. He was rushed to Comore Children's Hospital, but never made it alive. Many people believed it was Lamron Set that took the hit because he was actually riding around the blocks of Lamron, which was just a 4 to 5 minute walk. However, it turned out to be King Loweko, the Devil of Low, which automatically gave him a rank among the rest of the BD members. King Loweko was a die-hard member of the Black Disciples and didn't tolerate any disrespect from his ops, so he was ready to smoke any ops that came his way. Loweko would continue to send more bodies to hell with the devil. On January 26, 2017, an affiliate of Brick Squad named Hussey was walking in the 7,000 block of South Princeton when someone in a dark-colored SUV pulled up and opened fire, hitting him in the chest, both legs, and abdomen. He was rushed to the hospital, where he gave up the ghost. It was later rumored that Loweko was allegedly the gunman in the incident, but he was never charged for it. Loweko continued in the street life till 2020, when he got tired of focusing more on stealing to survive or carrying drugs. He ended up getting a 9-to-5 job for himself to keep him going. A photo of his conversation with his homie would go viral, telling his homie about the job. However, the following month would be the last of Loweko. After leaving.
Now, you know what's crazy, right? It's usually like that. I don't know what it is, what type of hex or curse is on the streets, but it's like you survive years being in the streets, right? Ducking feds, ducking cops, ducking your ops, the whole 9 yards. But the minute you actually want to do something with yourself and decide to get out, whether you want to go to school, get a job, whatever it is, clean up your act. Somehow, some way, it always come back full circle. In his situation, it's even crazier because an op didn't even do anything, right? So I do believe in karma. Maybe his karma just came back 10 times harder, but it's just crazy that every time somebody decides to get out the streets, something ends up happening.
Leaving most of the street life to focus on how to move forward. There's a saying about the streets. In the streets, every action carries a consequence. When you take a life, the cycle of violence will often find its way back to you. The streets don't forget, and revenge is the currency that's always spent. On March 27, 2021, Loweko would eventually die at just 28 years old. The cause of his death was not revealed publicly because it was a mystery. Rumors speculated that it was a get-back for FBG Duck because of the vlog made by Boss Stop after revealing him as one of the shooters after he was asked about the murder of FBG Duck.
So do you got any, I don't want to, stir up nothing, but do you got any, thoughts, on FBG Duck, any thoughts on him? Did you know him?
Who, Duck?
Did you know him before, everything?
Like that. I don't know. Okay. All I know, don't say that shit about Troy or rest in peace.
In the video,
crazy. Let me tell you, I think that's going to go down as one of the craziest situations in drill history. To this day, people may not admit it, right? And it may not have been the driving factor behind getting these guys locked up, but I could almost guarantee that it definitely played some type of part. I don't care what nobody say. That video right there, and this is why they took it down, right? Shortly after, because everybody started saying, yo, he said X, Y, and Z, yo, next thing you know, they took the video down. Why? It was too late. Y'all know this is the internet. As soon as it's uploaded, just know it's good as gone.
Boss Stop replied to the question about referring to his dead homie, Troy, meaning FBG Duck, was taunting his dead homie before he was hit. Boss Top didn't stop there. He then redirected the camera to one of his hitters standing behind him, the 7-foot-tall Chiraq assassin, King Loweko.
Okay, he's like, you got anything about FBG Duck? You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say shit about Troy. That's it.
Look at his face. Whenever I see this video, look at Gleesh's face. Watch Gleesh's face.
You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say shit about Troy.
The whole time, Gleesh's face is looking like, ah, man. Y'all on that camera again. Y'all on that camera again. And he's listening. Pay attention to his face.
You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say shit about Troy. That's it. Don't say shit about Troy. Get that guy over there. Whatever, you know me. Come on, man. Don't.
Man. You know when one of your friends do that laugh to where they laughing, but they're really not laughing with you. They're laughing because they really can't believe what's happening right now, but they can't make you seem like, you know, you're not their friend. Look at his face and you don't tell me what you see in his face when the camera's on this man. Look at Gleesh's face. Gleesh's like, he done even pointed to him. Lord have mercy.
Do that. I don't do that. You know I know that. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Talk to somebody else with that.
While this may seem confusing about the actual death of Loweko, linking it to be a slide for FBG Duck, some other sets of people said the cause of his death was due to his previous injuries when he was shot years earlier and then died from complications from the old ones. Rumors also speculated that he died a natural death, which was tagged as an overdose of too many drugs or something taken in excess. However, since it was never announced that his death was a homicide, it made the give back for FBG Duck false. Well, we're still waiting for more details about his death because his death was confusing and his fans would want to know the cause of the tallest Chicago assassin. So what do you think about the death of King Loweko? Let us know in the comment section below if y'all think it was a natural.
Alright, y'all, so that's pretty much it, man. Please, somebody who you would feel probably be playing some type of sports, because it's not guaranteed that he will get into the NBA or the NFL. However, he has a very, very good chance. So you would think that that'll be his first pick. However, a lot of guys become a product of the environment. It's very real. We may not see it, we may not feel it, and you may not know unless you've been through it. But this is a tall tale sign of exactly what we talk about when we say that guys become a product of the environment. Sometimes it's not that they want to, they follow behind their friends, or sometimes they just get curious and want to do it on their own. The thing is, the streets have a way of taking us down at a young age, and it kills the future of a lot of people who have a promising one. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Do you even know about Loweko? A lot of people don't. This is why I decided to do this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.